decisions that were influenced by experience, confidence, available information, and the conditions at sea. Please subscribe. Us people to understand how such a well-planned voyage could end in tragedy. Captain Smith was an experienced and respected leader, someone who had spent years at sea and had commanded many ships before the Titanic. His reputation was built on reliability and professionalism, and he was trusted to guide one of the most advanced ships of his time safely across the Atlantic. On that final day, he was not facing what appeared to be an immediate crisis, but rather a series of decisions that seemed routine within the context of a normal voyage. Reports from other ships that had encountered icebergs and ice fields along similar routes. These messages were part of the standard communication process, and while they indicated potential danger, they did not necessarily suggest an urgent or unavoidable threat. The challenge was to interpret this information correctly and decide how it should influence the ship's course and speed. One of the key decisions associated with that day was the choice to maintain the ship's speed. At the time, it was not uncommon for ships to continue at a steady pace, even when ice had been reported, as long as visibility was good and conditions appeared manageable. The Titanic was designed to handle the ocean with strength and stability, and there was a general belief that it could navigate safely even in the presence of ice, provided that proper lookout procedures were followed. The route of the ship was another factor that remained largely unchanged. Adjusting course was an option, but it depended on the level of perceived risk and the information available. The warnings provided general areas of concern, but without precise, real-time positioning of every iceberg. The decision to alter course significantly was not straightforward, with attention focused on observation and response. As evening approached, the conditions remained calm, with clear skies and a still ocean. These conditions, while seemingly ideal, created challenges in detecting ice, as the lack of waves made it harder to spot objects in the water. The absence of moonlight further reduced visibility at the surface level, even though the sky itself was clear. These environmental factors were part of the context in which decisions were made. When the iceberg was finally sighted, the situation changed from one of routine navigation to immediate action. Orders were given quickly in an attempt to avoid the collision, reflecting the urgency of the moment. These decisions were made in seconds, based on training and instinct, and represented an effort to respond to an unexpected threat. After the collision, the focus shifted to managing the situation and ensuring the safety of those on board. Captain Smith's role became one of coordination and leadership. This included organizing evacuation efforts and maintaining order as much as possible under difficult circumstances. What makes the captain's decisions on the final day so significant is the way they illustrate the complexity of leadership in uncertain conditions. Each decision was made with the information available at the time, within a framework of experience and established practices. Looking back, these decisions have been studied as part of the broader story of the Titanic, offering insight into how human judgment interacts with technology, environment, and information. They highlight the importance of communication, awareness, and adaptability, as well as the challenges of making decisions in real time. More than a century later, the story of Captain Smith's decisions continues to be a subject of discussion and reflection. It serves as a reminder that even experienced leaders can face situations where outcomes are influenced by a combination of factors, many of which may not be fully understood in the moment. In the end, the captain's decisions on the Titanic's final day were part of a larger sequence of events that shaped the ship's fate. They were not isolated actions, but rather elements of a complex process involving many people and factors. Understanding these decisions helps us gain a deeper appreciation of the challenges involved in the realities of life at sea during that time. The Titanic's story is often remembered for its dramatic moments, but the decisions that led up to those moments are equally important. Choices that can have lasting consequences beyond what anyone could have anticipated.